Pocket pistols are in fact an expression of the newest trends. For carrying it, it cannot be small enough, but for defending yourself, it cannot be big enough. What's the result? Well, we try to cramp firepower into a really small package to make it easier to conceal, more comfortable to carry, and keep it with enough firepower to actually make a difference. For this idea to work, there are a few things that you need. First, you need the right pocket-sized handgun with the right holster and the right training. There's one added problem. Small or rather micro-compact pistols are often derided as being ineffective and just not enough. Well, this might not be completely true. It is, however, true that you have to deal with a trade-off. Smaller size means shorter barrel lengths, means less power for the ammo, and often also smaller calibers, which again comes with less power. So why should you even care about carrying a micro-compact pistol? Well, because of the simple truth that the best gun for self-defense is the very gun that you have in your hand. Having a really big, badass handgun like a 500 Smith & Wesson or a Desert Eagle chambered in .50 Action Express might seem like a great idea. However, carry them for a few minutes or hours, if you can conceal them at all, like under a really long coat, and you see how fast you make excuses for not carrying them. Finding yourself in a self-defense situation without them is much less helpful than with a micro-compact pistol that you have on you all the time as a small and light. What is a pocket pistol? Pocket pistol, as the name implies, is meant to be carried in your pocket and is small accordingly. Usually they're chambered in smaller calibers. This does include, in theory, 22 long rifle, 25 ACP, and 32 ACP. In practice, more common is, however, 380 ACP and 9mm. That is no coincidence, as 9mm is regarded as the smallest caliber worth being used to defend yourself. You might wonder about 380 ACP, but this is in fact, from its diameter, also a 9mm. Well, the 9mm cartridge is actually 9 by 19 millimeters. 380 ACP is 9 by 17 millimeters. Sure, it's still weaker than a full 9mm, but it's better than smaller calibers. When we speak of common and usual calibers, this implies that there are exceptions, and this is correct. For example, you can get revolvers, also sized for your pocket. Those shoot often .38 special. In case you haven't guessed or unknown, that's another 9mm. In metric countries, it's known as 9 by 29mm rimmed. Often enough, these revolvers are also chambered for .357 Magnum. Another 9mm in the form of 9 by 33mm rimmed. Using a Derringer, you find even bigger chamberings, like 45-70. Examples of great pocket pistols. Here are some examples of pocket pistols that are worth every penny. Of course, there's much more out there, and you're free to choose what you like, but with these guns, you cannot go wrong. Smith & Wesson J-Frame. The J-Frame revolvers from Smith & Wesson come with scandium, aluminum, or steel frames. They might not be super sexy and tactical, but they are small and absolutely reliable. This is also the reason why they're still so popular. You can get them in .357 Magnum, which also shoots .38 Special, or just in .38 Special, without the ability to shoot .357 Magnum. Their capacity is just 5 rounds, but they're super simple and go bang every time you pull that trigger. Ruger LCP Max. It was the LCP from Ruger that brought the 3080 ACP into today's mainstream. While it was a revolution when it was first introduced in 2008, there have been upgrades. First, the LCP2 made its appearance. Then followed the LCP Max, which sets itself apart with its increased capacity. Was it originally only 6+1? With the Max, this increased to 10+1. With it, you also get steel sights and a tritium front sight. Glock 42. The Glock 42 is a true pocket pistol for Glock fans. Chambered in .380, it's very small and effective. If you prefer 9mm, you can go for the Glock 43. That's only marginally bigger, but gets you more firepower. With both of them, you get the very good Glock ergonomics, reliability, and aftermarket support. The 6-hour P365 380 is from its size at the upper end of pocket pistols, but it's a solid gun. It comes optic ready, and it'll fit in the holsters made for the SIG P365 chambered in 9mm. Which is another great choice. However, in .380, it is easier to control during firing. Pocket pistols and pockets. Pocket pistols are meant to be carried in a pocket. That's at least what the term implies. In reality, however, it should imply that it's kind of a handgun is small enough for your pocket. If you do carry it in such or in another way, is up to you. So. Its small size will be a great help concealing it, and its low weight helps you in carrying it. Carrying it in a pocket does have some advantages. First, it's easy to conceal and to access. Second, you can look innocent having your hand on your gun. Everybody just assumes you have your hands in your pocket. Third, it does not mess with your body, belt, or clothing. Of course, there are also downsides to it. You need a pocket holster to make sure that your gun does not accidentally fire and is always pointed in the right direction. Also, you give up one pocket and you could otherwise use for carrying something else. Finally, if you do not have your hand in your pocket already, drawing can be slower than from another position. Alternatives are inside or outside the waistband holsters. Those make drawing a lot easier, but you need to get comfortable with the gun being either pressed against your body or with close concealing it outside your clothes. Holsters for pocket pistols. A good gun needs a good holster to carry it. Here are some nice examples. Safariland Model 25. The Safariland Model 25 is great for a Smith & Wesson J-frame or bodyguard. Made from hard molded plastic on the inside and synthetic suede material on the outside. They just work great. It's easy to draw and reholster your handgun. Galco Pocket Protector. The Galco Pocket Protector is an affordable premium holster. It works perfect for pocket pistols, made from leather with a mouth reinforced with metal. This allows you to draw fast and reholster easy. Inside your pocket, your gun is safe and sitting in the right way. DeSantis Nemesis. Made from foam and cloth laminate, this holster keeps your gun safe. At the same time, it breaks up its outline. The outside of your holster is made from slightly rubberized fabric that ensures that it sticks to cloth. This keeps it in the pocket when you draw and makes sure that your gun is not shifting around. Size does matter. Small guns are great for carrying concealed. They're light so that you do not pull your clothes down, and you can actually forget you have them on you. Their size makes for little to no printing, meaning they do not show the characteristic form of a gun through your clothes. On the downside, they come with smaller controls, making it harder to manipulate them. Also, the slides are smaller, making it again harder to rack them. Guess what the smaller grip does? Yeah, it makes it harder to get a good hold. That does matter, as you want to disengage a safety under stress. Rack the slides when there's a failure to eject your feed, and hold the gun to manage the recoil for a nice follow-up shot. Oh, and do not forget the tiny sights that make it hard again. This time, it's not easy to get them aligned and right on target. That's the most important reason for the training. It's a challenge to do good work with them, so train, train, and train until it's second nature. Training. If you carry a pocket pistol, you want to use it to defend yourself. This does, however, mean you have to be able to use it the right way, hitting the right target without endangering yourself or a loved one with your own gun. That is much when you think about a high-stress situation in which you do not get a second chance. In order to achieve this kind of skill, you need to train, and not just that, but train with your own personal pocket pistol until you can use it without thinking. There's a lot of different places where you can get training, and it's a good idea to attend some of these classes. Once you've learned the theory, you have to continue training with your gun at home using caps to keep it safe and real. Build up muscle memory so that you do the right thing always. What about the sight radius? You can do what you want, but you cannot cheat physics. A small gun equals a short sight equals to a short sight radius. While there are shooters who can easily connect to a target out to 100 yards or even more with a pocket gun, you might find it challenging to do the same out to 50 yards or even less so. Think about what a less well-trained shooter has to endure. Accuracy suffers when the sight radius is short. That's another reason to train and train well. Sure, most self-defense encounters happen at 7 yards or less, but you want to bet that you're a textbook case? If not, be prepared to reach out longer if you have to. The reality of pocket pistols. Pocket pistols are hard to manipulate, hard to shoot accurately, hard to hold correctly, and easy to jam if your grip is anything but perfect. However, they bring us the option to carry every day, all day, so we go with it. Then there's a reduced capacity for these little fellas. But again, a gun is better than no gun. 6 rounds are better than no rounds. And that's a reality. If you think that's acceptable, well, go with it. If not, choose something bigger.